Here is a Holmes oscillating floor fan with a rotating guard from 2002. I've had this fan for a little while now, but I've been kind of sitting on it because I knew that it was going to be a pain trying to clean and service the thing, and so I wanted to wait for a day where I had some time and patience to deal with it, and I haven't had much of either of those things lately. So it's been sitting around down here until now. Finally got around to it, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to thoroughly service the fan. Um, and guess what? I could not remove the blade. Same old song and dance. Um, I was able to clean it, and it turned out pretty good. The fan is all intact and it's mostly fully functional. The oscillation is pretty temperamental. We'll see if we can get it to work for the video, but it's not like we really need it anyway, but it would be nice if it worked the way that it's supposed to all the time. It's model HAPF-1122, made in China, serviced in USA, and the date sticker is on the bottom, or the UL sticker with the date on it. And it says January, I believe it's January 2002. And it's starting to wear off because every time you tilt it back, it wants to rub on this thing. So I'm trying to push it up a little bit so it doesn't grind on that. Might have to put a piece of tape over it or something. It's a 6-leaf blade. PSC motor. Runs pretty fast too. It's like those like turbine style rotating grill fans, but it's set up more like a high velocity floor fan. It's pretty cool. As far as designs go, I think that this is the coolest fan that Holmes ever made. As far as like looks, the idea of the fan, the way that it looks, it runs good, moves pretty good air. I just think it's a really cool fan in theory, but in reality, the fan is a delicate flower. It's mostly all plastic except for uh, this part of the frame. The rest of it is all brittle, non-durable plastic. I had a chance to get one of these, I think it was last year sometime. Somebody had one of these for sale a couple hours away from here. And the guy said that he was willing to ship it. So I paid for the fan. And then he decided that he didn't want to ship it and refunded me the money. So I wasn't able to get it, but that one was a little bit cooler than this fan. It was older for sure, and it was all black, and up here on the switch plate, whatever, it said Holmes Air, I think, somewhere up here in the old Holmes font, and then it said the Powerhouse. It was like Holmes Air, the Powerhouse high velocity fan. And it might have been, I don't know if it was the same size, it might have been a little bit smaller than this. This kind of looks like a 14-inch fan, maybe. That one, at least in the photos, looked more like a 10-inch size. So I think this one might be a little bigger. But I did make a little clip when I had the grills off and was trying to figure out how I was going to service the fan. We'll go ahead and put that in right about here. Okay, so I'm trying to clean and service this Holmes fan, and I've come to a place where I'm stuck. Don't really know where to go from here. They definitely did not make it to be service friendly. I did notice it's a Raider motor. So that's pretty cool. It's the same brand of motors that they put on a lot of the smaller fans from the time. I've got the front and rear guards removed. I can't get the blade off. Here's the situation. Seems like it should just slide off from here. There was a bunch of red waxy glue stuff around the threads there, and I'm guessing that that stuff is all caked on the inside of the hub as well. I guess it's probably Loctite, but in any case, it's not sliding off of there. I've pulled, tugged, pried, whatever you want to call it, enough to know that the blade is going to break before it comes off of there. So I don't really want to pull on it anymore. I might try to heat it up a little bit, like with a hair dryer or something, maybe try to soften up that stuff and then try again. But the plastic is really flimsy and I don't want to warp the plastic at all either. So I'm just not sure how else I can service the motor at all. I can't really get to the bearings. It seems like there's no way to get to the bearings. And of course, this cord just runs straight through here. So this thing doesn't really, this ring here doesn't really come off. I don't want to just start taking things apart without knowing what I'm doing, without knowing what everything does. And yeah, I'm just not comfortable enough with it to just start taking the whole thing apart. I don't think that that's gonna achieve the goal anyway. I can't get the blade off, and not really sure what to do about it. Hopefully I can figure something out. Hopefully something clicks here pretty soon and I can actually service the fan. But right now it just seems like all I'm going to be able to do is clean it. I could vacuum the motor out, but I don't know how I'm going to oil it. So hopefully I can figure something out, but for right now it's not looking good. Okay, so what I ended up being able to do was use the zoom spout, and I fed the zoom spout applicator through one of the holes in the blade and wriggled it down in there to the bearing and fed a couple of drops of oil through that bearing. I wasn't able to access the other side, but just lubricating that one bearing actually seemed to improve the performance of the fan and the spin down time. So not that it was bad to begin with, but it actually seems like it does run a little bit better now. So I like the color scheme on this. It's kind of bland with the gray color, but then with the black guard and the black sticker here and the orange accents kind of makes it pop. It's a really, really cool looking fan for a Holmes fan. Started out on high speed. See the angles on the guard. We were right in the wind stream, and then by rotating the guard slightly, now the air that was blowing on me is now shooting up that way. Blade balance isn't that bad. There's not a ton of vibration here. A little bit, but it could be worse. I did notice that one of the leaves was out of clock with the rest of the blade. I tried to bend it so it was in line with the other ones, but whenever you try to do that with plastic, it just tends to go right back to where it started. It did seem to help a little bit though. Low speed, which on low speed it still runs incredibly fast and moves a lot of air. I mean, directly in front of the fan, you can't feel any air at all. I can't really feel any air right here. I can feel it on the top of my head, but that's about it. Alright, well, we'll see if the oscillation is going to work for us. We kind of have to just wait and see if it catches. Sometimes you have to help it. It's slipping. Well, that didn't help. Maybe if we change speeds. No. Alright, well, we got a few full rotations out of it anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and shut the oscillation off. And then we'll try the rotating grill. Actually low. So we're on the low speed now. That works pretty good. Oh man. No. Well, I'm not going to keep messing with the oscillation. I thought it would be cool to see the grill rotate and oscillate at the same time. It did there for a second, but medium. I think that's about as fast as it goes for the rotating guard. High. And we'll do our spin down, off. And that's just going to have to be as good as it's going to get for now. Pretty cool fan anyway. It's in really nice shape, except for the oscillation not functioning properly, but it's not a necessity. It's a really nice addition to the collection to be used sparingly. As I said, this fan is delicate flower, easily breakable, very hard to find replacement parts for it. Not going to take any chances. I'm just going to keep it just the way it is, I think. These are pretty hard to find too. And now I can see why. They were just not built to survive. They are definitely not service friendly. And they're just not durable by any means. But as far as the looks of the fan go and the idea, generally speaking, I think this is the coolest fan that Holmes ever made. Thank you for watching.